It doesn't matter.
All right, so one-piece barrel, obvious, you get it, right? We integrate the muzzle device, 45-degree gas block, and an AR-10 size barrel extension into it. That AR-10 barrel extension gives us some options. It allows us to machine the full feed ramp into it, so we don't have a truncated feed ramp. And it allows us to have an absolutely massive AR-15 bolt head for reasons that are pretty. This isn't like an engineering feat. Like, no, this is just simple and strong, right? And then this 45-degree gas block, this is the gas tube, and this is basically a fuel injection kind of barrel shape. And then we rotate it, and it can't come out once it's installed into the upper. We do pin it. But it's kind of redundant. And then there's a little flat here. See that flat right there? And there's a mating flat in the upper. It's right here. Got an eye on that? Yep. Okay. So that's a thermal fit. So normally what we would do is, this is the wrong gas tube of course, but we would press these two pieces together. We'd heat up the upper. We would make it 400 degrees, and we'd use a press to press it together and then apply the barrel nut. So simple concepts, and really, you know, we really kind of owe this to Gaston, you know, because we just tried to remove parts and make it simpler. Neil, my right hand in the engineering department, is a big fan of some influencers that have taught us a lot. School of American Riflemen about failure modes and stuff. And we just kind of, whenever we do something new, we're just trying to remove parts and make it simple. It's not, this isn't some engineering feat. It's actually just simple stuff. You know, one-piece barrel, there's less failure modes. You know what I mean? But I mean, you can tell that you can kind of gauge what's important to me. You know?
Oh, I like that.
So can you remove the muzzle brake or no?
Just wait.
So the muzzle brake's part of the barrel, you can't remove it?
No, but we're doing this is a dead air chemo. But there's some advantages. You don't have to pay for a pin and weld. You don't have to pay for a muzzle device. And the reason we did this was just to make a better barrel. We were trying to
get dead air silencers in, right?
Yes, but we're working. There will be other partners involved.
Okay.
So these are just prototypes?
No, we've been we just we started machining these barrels about 10 days ago because we had to work through some documentation on the legal side. So once we got the licensing, we started to produce these. We've had these in test for about 3 years. We've been working on this concept for about 3 years. So once we got dead air licensed chemo to us, we started making those barrels just to get the SHOT Show. So we started making these 10 days ago. So yeah, with this on the end. So we've been iterating upon this for a long time, and this was a huge. We had some inspiration, and the 45-degree gas block does some weird things. Like when you drill a gas port and it's round, erosion does different things to the gas port. But when you drill it at a 45, it's kind of an ellipse. It's kind of a weird shape. And what's weird is after you shoot it a bit, where you might consider normal erosion, you'll see the edges kind of break, and then it just becomes very stable. And at that point, the gun just it has very, very efficient gas flow. So as a suppressor host, it's really great. But for me, the reason I want this is this was just us trying to make a more concentric barrel for ourselves. So we bought some equipment, combined it, and it had never been done before. And what we came up with was a very concentric barrel. What a lot of guys will do is they'll punch a hole through it, they'll button it, they'll ream it, and then they'll just throw it in a barrel machine and start turning the profile, which is why you don't always see the hole going through the center of the barrel when you part it. So we would turn for concentricity before we profiled, and the concentricity was so good, we learned that we could actually profile it in a single operation. So we make from this end to this end, not all the secondary machining here, not the chamber, not the muzzle device, but this whole profile is done in a single operation. And we're seeing about half the eccentricity, or it's twice as concentric as the previous barrels we made. So that's the purpose for it. We just wanted to make a better barrel.